First of all, Coach, just I know you obviously talked about it a little bit up there, but I mean, it's just such an exciting day for you. I know probably maybe a little stressful as well. What's I guess the biggest kind of emotion that you feel today?
Maybe a sense of relief. Just just really trying to just ready to get here. I mean, that's the main thing. Just get the family moved here. So once we do that, everything will start kind of getting more down to a little more normalcy. So.
And when's that going to happen? When are you moving here?
I'm not sure. Just I will be here in I guess July 8th and starting then. But the family, I'm not sure. Once we get the house sold and all those things, then we'll start making the transition.
Greg, I guess for me, obviously leaving Baylor, big help program to come to Tyler, Texas. I mean, can you talk a little bit about your decision and why you applied for this job?
Well, I think it's administration is something I've always wanted to get into, and I've coached 20 years, and I think one of the main reasons when I knew this is where I always wanted to kind of transition to, and just having the opportunity to do it. When the job came open in Tyler, I always wanted to move back to Tyler, and being coaching here at TJC was a very special place, and it was tough. I really enjoyed my time in college athletics, but the main thing it came down to was family. And when you're a college coach, you spend a lot of time on the road, and I've got two small kids, and not that there's not going to be a lot of time commitment in this, but at least I get to lay my head down on that same pillow every night, and not on the road. So I think the family was the biggest decision for me.
What do you take from that kind of, obviously it's a coaching background, but it's also a college coaching background. So, I mean, obviously there's going to be some similarities, but also some differences. You can jump to the high school realm, I suppose. So how do you try to make that transition? Maybe that's something you figure out as you go. But.
Yeah, I mean, but I also coached in high school for 2 years and started out there. So I understand, high school athletics. And the thing is you recruit high school athletes. So, you're still in the game the entire time, and you're spending time with high school coaches. And so, I mean, there will be some differences, but it's not going to be that big of a change. And I'm just looking forward to getting back and working with everybody and being a part of a program and that's had a lot of success, a lot of history, and then rising that bar back up to where it needs to be.
You talk about the program, and this is kind of a unique program as well. I know there are some school districts out there, but obviously with the two big high schools here, makes it a little unique. I mean, what do you see as maybe some of the challenges to being an AD here, as opposed to maybe one where you only have one high school, not as many elementary, middle schools?
Well, there's just there's two schools, and so you got a 6A and a 5A, and it's going to be it's a lot of people and a lot of coaches and a lot of staff, and there's going to be some challenges, but that's the thing. In anything you do, there's going to be challenges, and so we'll tackle them as we get them, but it's an exciting time, and this is going to be a neat experience for me. It's going to be a learning curve for me, but there's the learning curve in everything you do. So I'm just excited about it and ready to get going.
Greg, how much of it is coming in and getting one-on-one relationships with these coaches here in this district, and how much is it learning the needs that they need and taking care of each school on its own? Maybe because JT may need one need and Tyler Lee may need another need.
Well, I think that's one of the biggest issues is making sure we're fair and equal in everything that we do, and they are going to have different needs, but it's going to take this first year is going to be a lot of evaluating and sitting down with coaches and figuring out what they need and what it's going to take them to be for them to be successful, and then seeing if we can get it for them, because you can have every. That's the main thing you got to have is you've got to get good people in place, and then you've got to support them, and then you've got to give them what they need to be successful. And if you don't do that, you're fighting uphill battles all the time. And so so it's going to be a lot of evaluating, and we'll figure out what those needs are.
Do you feel like you'll have the necessary power that you need to make those decisions? I mean, I know there's higher ups than you, but I mean, do you feel like you'll have the power and the thing you need to make those decisions?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be this is going to be a group effort, and but I've definitely it's going to come down. I've got to make the decisions on what I feel like I can take to the board and to the superintendent, and then we put a game plan together and see what we got to do to raise the bar on everything that we're doing.
You're a winner, right? I mean, you won 2 national championships at TJC. How much of a winning pedigree, Greg, goes into this whole thing?
It's winning is nice, and winning brings a community together. and it brings the school, brings the athletes. It makes everybody exciting, and we want to make sure we put good products out on the field and on the courts, and so we can get people involved, because this is there's 100,000 people here in Tyler, and it's still it still has a small town feel, and so when you get good athletics, people really get behind you.
What do you miss most about East Texas?
The trees.
Yeah.
I think probably trees, but that would be one. But just, I think the friendly atmosphere. I mean, people are great in Waco. I mean, I think there's a lot of similarities between the two, and but just people. I've had a lot of great friends that I've stayed close with whenever I was first here, and it's going to be neat to get back and reconnect with all those people, and just how everybody has goes out of their way to welcome you here. So that's probably the most special part.
Does golf get a little special treatment?
We're going to work on golf a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. But we got to work on all of them. So, but yeah, golf will. I'll definitely try to help as much. I'll give some advice, but hey, they got to go out and coach their own sport. So.